So how could we remove items from this list here? Well, we have our list item, which is repeated for every new goal. It's still a regular HTML element though, even though we're using v4 on it. And that means we can still add event listeners to it. For example, a click listener here to react to clicks on the list item. And now let's say when a list item is clicked, we want to remove that respective goal from the goals array. Now for that, of course, in our JavaScript code, we can add a method. Remove goal sounds like a name that makes sense. Now we definitely need some identifier of the goal we want to remove. And I would say since we have the index anyways, we can just use that. So here in this remove goal method, we could expect to get the index as an argument, and then use the splice method, which is also a built-in method in JavaScript, to splice this one element at this index. In case you don't know this method yet, this method used like this will find the element at this index and simply remove it from the goals array. So this remove goal method should remove a goal at this index. Now we just need to make sure we pass in that index. And how do we do that? Well, let's go back to HTML. Here on this click listener, on this list item, we want to point at remove goal. But we also want to ensure that the index is forwarded to that method. So for that, we can call it explicitly by adding parentheses, and we got the index here. And both goal and index can only be used inside of this element which has v4 on it. So that means between the opening and closing tags in any child elements, but also, and that is what helps us here, on the element itself. So we can simply forward index, which is the index we're retrieving with v4, to remove goal. And that will be the index 0, 1, and so on of the goal on which we clicked. So if I reformat that and save that and reload, we can add finish the course and master view and learn all about view. And if I now click on master view, you see that it disappears and we only have 2 elements. And we can do that with all the elements until they're all gone, and then thanks to vif, we see our paragraph again. So that is how we could remove items by leveraging this index and by connecting it with a click listener to a method that updates the array. And since we told Vue to output this array with v4, it has this built-in reactivity, which by now you can certainly tell Vue is all about, that automatically goes to the page and updates the list whenever the array changes. It adds more items if we added more items to the array, and it updates the list to remove DOM elements if we removed items from the array. That is all Vue does behind the scenes. And again, I'm really saying that a lot, I know, but that is why Vue is great. That is so much work we don't have to do in JavaScript. I mean, look how simple our JavaScript code is. It's barely any code at all. And yet we got a full dynamic list to which we can add items and from where we can remove items. And writing that with just vanilla JavaScript in the same efficient way without re-rendering the whole list all the time, that would definitely be a bit more difficult.